Today, I'm reviewing a handbag from an affordable contemporary brand. This is the Nina Mini Crescent bag from the brand Rabeanco. I actually got this bag 2 months ago, and when I first opened it, I was really impressed. Since then, I've had a few months to use the bag and really get to know it. Today, I will give you my full, honest review of this bag and whether I still like it just as much now as when I opened this bag 2 months ago. Hey there, this is Lula West Lux. Thank you so much for joining me in another video. And if you're new here, a very warm welcome to you. On my channel, I like to share advice on how to make smarter luxury shopping decisions based on my own experiences as a luxury consumer. A lot of times I talk about my favorite brand, Louis Vuitton, but recently I've been getting more and more interested in exploring affordable alternatives from contemporary brands, and that is what we're doing in today's video. I do want to ask that if you're new here and this sort of content is interesting to you, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future uploads. I upload videos once a week, typically on Fridays. So let's get into the bag of today's video. Again, this is the Nina Crescent bag from Rabeanco. Here is the brand right there. I do have to mention, just for full disclosure, that this bag was very kindly gifted to me by the brand. However, today's video is not a sponsored paid review. I am giving my own honest opinion on this bag, which was gifted to me. Today's video will just be a review on this bag. I did upload an unboxing of this bag and my first impressions, so if you want to see all the packaging for this bag, how it arrived, and what it looked like when I first opened it, I will have that video linked below. Now let's take a really quick look at this in case you missed my earlier video. Again, this is the Nina Mini Crescent bag, and it's just a really simple crescent-shaped shoulder bag. It's pretty structured along the sides and the bottom. However, the main body of the bag does have a nice slouch to it. You can see when I lift it up by the top handle when the bag is empty, it does have a really nice slouch and movement to the leather. I really appreciate that. This is a full grain calfskin leather. Full grain is the best quality of leather that you can get. So I am really impressed by that at this price point. This does have a shiny yellow gold hardware, and you can see the beautiful clasp design. I really love that. You can have a shorter shoulder drop, or you can open this up and extend the shoulder strap, and then you have a really nice length here. I love that. There's really nice chunky gold hardware here for the zipper. So this is just a really quick overview of the outside of this bag. I do want to mention, before we get into more details of this bag, if you look at the Rabeanco website for the US, this bag is currently priced at $309, which I think is a very reasonable price, and it's currently available in 10 different colors. I really love that variety that they have for the colors. We have a lot of neutrals on the website. This is in a beautiful neutral beige. This is in the color almond. You also have your classic neutrals. You have white, gray, black, and brown. You also have other pops of color, which I really like for a small shoulder bag. I think this is a bag that works really well in a fun pop of color. We have pinks, blues, and greens available. Now let's look inside. And I'm actually going to open up the strap because I think it makes it a little easier to see inside the bag. And I do want to mention this zipper is really nice and smooth, which I think is so important when you have a bag that has a curved zip like this. It's really easy when you don't have a good quality zipper for it to get caught and stuck in this curve. So I do like that it's a really smooth zipper. And inside the bag, it's just plain. We have a slip pocket with a small zipped pocket in the front, and that is it. You can see some of the tags on the inside here. You have the care tags, and then other than that, it is just open. And this is a micro suede lined bag. I actually recently saw a reel posted on Instagram by Tanner Leatherstein, and if you watch any videos on handbags, I'm sure you've probably come across his reviews in the past. He will slice and dice open luxury designer handbags and give reviews on them. He recently did a reel on the Nina Mini Crescent bag, so I reached out to him and asked if I could include a portion of his reel in this video. Let me play that for you right now, and then we will come back and discuss it.
At first glance, I'm really happy to confirm two things I learned when I was buying it. The website said semi-structured body with slouchy and relaxed look, and I can confirm that feel and look of this bag design. And the second part was about the leather. They said it was a full grain calf skin, and I really like the first look and touch of this leather. As we open up this bag, I see a smart structure inside, giving that semi-slouchy feel and look. The internal materials are above average quality, microfiber suede looking backing accomplishes the form, plus serves as the lining. The other support materials are on the cheaper end, like cardboards and composite materials. Also, in the cleanliness of the craft, I see some of the markings, guidelines of the craftsman in the making, which tells me they didn't have time to clean these up. I normally don't like to see this, but at this price point, this is quite normal and acceptable in my opinion. As we applied acetone, we removed a decent layer of pigmented finish from this leather, finding a beautiful calfskin grain underneath. There's a nice tumbled, grained structure of this leather. This is a perfect balanced finish I love seeing in fashion articles.
And that was a short clip of Tanner Leatherstein's review of the Nina Mini Crescent bag. That's just a small clip of his reel. If you would like to watch his full review of this bag, I will have that reel linked in the video description box below. Some of the criticisms he had of the bag was when you cut it open, you can see some of the markings that the the leather crafter had left behind from the construction of this bag. Personally, as a consumer, that doesn't bother me unless you're cutting open your bag, which I don't think anyone else is. You don't see any of that. As you can see here, everything is really smooth. It's clean. I think the glazing looks really nice. The stitching looks nice. I can't see any markings or anything on the outside of this bag, and it's hard to show on camera, but on the inside of the bag, I did take a second look, and I don't see anything on the interior lining of the bag either. So I thought it was interesting to mention that. As a consumer, I don't think that's a big deal. He did also mention some of the materials, the support materials inside the bag were good quality, perhaps not the best luxury quality, but again, for a $300 price point, I do think that's acceptable, and that is what I would expect at this price point. So I just thought it was really interesting to see a review where he's literally ripping this bag inside out, and I thought you all might enjoy to see that in this review as well. Now, getting back to the review on this bag, I want to show you measurements. I'm going to do measurements in both inches and centimeters, and then I'm going to try on the bag and we will show you what fits inside. Okay, here I have the Nina Crescent bag on the shorter strap setting. And as you can see, it is a tight fit. It is right under my arm right here. So it does fit, but it is very snug. If you like that snug armpit bag look, this is a great setting. On the longer setting, this is my preferred setting for wearing this bag. And it is just really nice and loose and comfortable. I am wearing an oversized relaxed fit shirt, but my underarm is all the way up here, so you can see there's plenty of space when you're wearing this bag. I do also love this setting because if you're wearing this with a jacket, a sweater, or even a winter coat, there is still plenty of room to tuck this over your outerwear. And one thing I do want to quickly mention about this lock, because I did receive this question on my previous video. Someone had asked me if this ever comes unlocked or unsnapped, will this slide and then the strap just loosens and comes off when you're wearing it? And I'm very happy to confirm that this is a very well constructed lock. It almost snaps in place. I don't think you can hear it. Actually, let me put it next to the microphone. That snaps in place. So this is very secure. I've worn this out to a show. I've worn this to a concert and I was dancing and moving around. This was very secure and never came opened. So I would not have any worry about this coming loose or coming open while I'm wearing the bag. It is very, very secure and very well constructed. I really like how they designed the lock on this bag. Now, let me adjust the camera once again, and we will take a look at what fits inside the Nina Mini Crescent bag. I've just opened up the shoulder strap so it'll be easier to get in and out of the bag. Here's another look inside at the interior. Let's start first with an item that I know people always like to see, the mini pochette accessoire. And I'm just going to show you this really quickly because it does fit inside the bag, but it takes up pretty much the whole interior. I really would not recommend using the mini pochette. It does fit inside with the phone. And you can zip up the bag, but you really can't fit that much else in there. And there we go. That's the mini pochette accessoire and a cell phone. This is the case for the larger iPhone Pro Max. So that does fit in the bag as well. Let's set that mini pochette aside now. You could fit the larger Pro Max in the bag along with a compact wallet. This is the Cassandra wallet from YSL, and you can see I do have it filled up. That fits in, but again, this wallet is really big. I would recommend using a card case. This is also the 6-key holder. You can see I have a car fob in there as well. So again, really chunky, big items. They do fit inside the bag, the larger iPhone Pro Max, a compact wallet, and the 6-key holder, but I don't think, yeah, it will not zip up. So they do fit, but they stick up pretty high, so you can't really fully zip the bag. Let's try this now, how I would recommend storing your items in this bag, and let's take a look at some smaller options. I've now placed some smaller items over here, so let's play around with these. Again, we have the larger iPhone Pro Max case, the 6-key holder, as well as the key clay, 2 compact wallets, and some makeup items. So again, we'll put the phone in. And of course, a smaller phone will easily fit as well. You can still fit the 6-key holder, and this is the Hermes Calvi. I've just placed some cards inside. I also have the Louis Vuitton pocket organizer, and as you can tell, these are almost exactly the same size. The Hermes Calvi is just slightly smaller than the pocket organizer. But either of these options would fit really nicely inside. You can see them side by side inside the bag, and this does fully zip up now. You could even throw in a few makeup items. I have a small tube of lotion as well as a mascara here. We'll slip those in the side, and you could even fit in a lipstick as well. So here you can see everything in there really nicely, and there is room to spare. You could probably also easily fit in a pair of ear pods if you like that as well. And just to show you, if you swap out the 6-key holder, you could also use something like the key clay instead. I have a key fob inside. This one is from Dress Up Your Purse, but it is the same size as your standard luxury key clay, like the one from Louis Vuitton. So I will slip this inside, and now you can see there is even more space. You could stack this with the card holder on the side. The makeup is down here. So you could fit even more items in here if you carry more essentials with you. But here's how everything fits in. And this is how I would recommend carrying the Nina Mini Crescent bag. So let's empty this all out and we'll take a look at what fits inside. And this is how I would personally carry it. Again, we have the larger iPhone Pro Max. We have the key clay as well as a card holder. And we have a few beauty items right here. All of this fits in really nicely, and there is room to spare. You could also fit in a pair of ear pods and a few other smaller items. So this is what fits inside the Nina Mini Crescent bag. Overall, I'm a big fan of the Nina Mini Crescent bag. I think this is a great, affordable alternative for $300. The quality of the leather and the materials and the craftsmanship that you're getting for $300 is a really great value for money for this bag. I'm also really impressed by the shape and the style of this bag. I think this is a very classic shape. It's not going to look dated in a few years. I also love the added details on the hardware and the clasp. I think this is a really great little bag. Again, a fantastic value for money. I will have this bag linked in my video description box below if you're interested in looking at this bag on the Rabeanco website. It's not an affiliate link. I'm just trying to make it easier for you to find this bag if you are interested in it. I would love to know if you own any other bags from Rabeanco. What are your thoughts on Rabeanco, and how has your experience been with their products? As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It's a really quick and easy way to help support my channel. I will leave another video up here for you to watch next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.